Hello everybody, welcome back. Sport Federation TV. We're carrying on talking about sport in Cape Town, sport in the province, and of course our various athletes and coaches and administrators. One of the sport codes, we've had them in studio before, has of course been full contact Kyokushin karate. In studio with me now, she's a competitor in the Cape Town Dojo, is Nicole Thiel. Nicole, do I call you Shian or Sensei?
Sensei.
Sensei, what does that mean?
Sensei means teacher.
Yeah.
And you usually get that when you get to Sundan or third dan, that kind of belt level, then sensei is the term.
So you're a teacher, full-time Kyokushin karate teacher?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching kids at schools full-time in southern suburbs in Cape Town. Then I'm also teaching some adult classes in Medalist and in town.
Okay, so talk us through a little bit. We saw there that you're a Kyokushin karate teacher. Are there different forms of karate? How does that work?
Yeah, there are a lot of different kinds of styles of karate. There are semi-contact styles, which is a lot of what you might have seen in the Olympics. And then there are full contact styles like ours, which is proper knockdown styles. We're really actually punching, we're really actually kicking, and we're trying to knock each other down.
When you say you're really actually punching and kicking, are you wearing gloves and pads? How does that work?
So for the kids, they wear some protective gear, a bit
Yeah.
of headgear, shin pads, gloves. But then when it comes to the adults, there's no protective gear. There's no shin pads, there's no gloves. It's bare knuckle, proper fighting.
Wow. So how does it look like for you guys from a training point of view then? You're talking about some pretty serious stuff there. What does your average week look like from a full contact karate training point of view?
Well, most of the people that are competitive are training 3 or 4 days a week. They're training some technical classes, where they're practicing their basics and their katas, and then they're practicing their fighting. They're having fighting specific classes, at least 2 of those a week, in addition to their other training. So people are sort of training 4 days a week.
One of the things that we have come to understand about Kyokushin karate is that there's a lot of traditions involved. Is that part of your weekly practice process?
Absolutely. So we are quite a traditional style of karate. We train in an old traditional way, and there's a lot of respect involved, a lot of etiquette involved in the dojo. We start our classes a very particular way, thanking everybody for being there, thanking the instructor, thanking the person who started our style, and we end that way too. At the end of the class, we all clean up the dojo. There's a lot of discipline and process and tradition involved.
That's absolutely amazing. I think all of those values that you've just spoken about is so important for us. So in addition to in a dojo, do you guys also teach at schools? How does that work?
Yes, absolutely. So we are at about 5 schools in Cape Town at the moment, so which is really great because the kids can go straight from school into a class along with any of their other extramurals.
Yeah.
And that's really where we have the bulk of our students at the moment. And from there, we have kids who just keep going from strength to strength. They end up at the dojo, they start training with the adults, and then they get really competitive. And then they really start having fun.
So at what age do the kids start competing already?
So we have kids as young as 7 competing. And so really it just depends whether or not that's something they're interested in doing. Not everybody who trains with us is competitive. Some of them just love the training for the sake of training. But right from 7 and all the way through to adults.
So full contact sounds very dangerous. Full contact sounds, as you said, your adults are not wearing gloves, they're not wearing any protection. But one of the things that you guys do take very seriously is the safety of the children, the safety of the athletes. And even though it's full contact, they never seem to get hurt.
Absolutely. We've got them at that age. They are wearing so much protective gear. They look like little Michelin men waddling up there, and they do a couple of punches and a couple of kicks. They have a good time. And then as soon as they realize that they're not going to get sore from the punches and the kicks, then they really get going into it. It's lots of fun for them. And then slowly you can bring the protective gear down until they're used to it.
And one of the things that we see is how much the parents enjoy participating or watching their children, for example, grading.
Absolutely.
There seems to be a whole family process also of supporting their kids that are involved in this discipline of karate?
100%. Parents obviously love the sense of discipline and fitness that the kids can get from training. They love watching the gradings, which is where they come and maybe get a new belt. They come and show off all the things they've learned, and the parents get to see what the kids have learned as well. And sometimes we actually get parents joining karate and starting themselves because their kids have joined. We have a couple of people who have started because their kids started. We even have somebody who got to black belt even after their kid quit, decided they wanted to do something different. They carried on, and it got them started.
As an instructor, you're teaching a lot of girls. Are you seeing a change in the participants in terms of their self-confidence, the various other aspects of life from
100%.
becoming a karate student?
Absolutely. So I mean, it's for boys and girls. I see the confidence grow. They learn, along with the discipline, they learn to respect themselves. And then they also learn that they're not made of glass. Particularly the girls, you know, they're generally maybe brought up to think that they're too weak, they can't do this, they don't want to get hurt. And then they start getting punched, and they start punching other people, and they realize, I actually can do this. I'm not made of glass, I'm not going to break. A couple of bruises is going to be fine. And then they really, it adds so much value for them growing up.
All right, well, we've got to take a look. We've got to show everybody. Folks, the Cape Town Western Province, Western Cape team recently competed at the South African Championships in KZN, and we managed to get some of the videos and fight videos behind the scenes. Let's take a look at the first one, and we'll get Nicole to tell us more. Right, well, Nicole, folks, in studio with us, Nicole Thiel, senior instructor at the Kyokushin Karate Dojo in Cape Town. That was you competing there. We can see there what you mean by full contact. I mean, that looks really intense, but you don't seem to be getting hurt.
No, well, I mean, you do get a little bit hurt. Certainly you don't notice it quite as much in the moment. You've got a lot of adrenaline going. But we also do a lot of conditioning in the dojo, which is a lot of you just getting punched and kicked and getting used to the feeling of that. So by the time you get to a tournament, you're used to that feeling, and it doesn't take you by surprise.
So you had a lot of success at this tournament. You took a first place, a gold medal in the Kata, which is your synchronized movements, and then a second place, a silver medal at the South African Championships. You must be very happy with your performance.
Yeah, I am happy. It was the first fight went very well. This fight was okay. Would have loved to have come first. That would have been great. But you can't win them all. So eventually we'll get there.
You can win them all. It depends. Let's take another look. I know you had a lot of students with you in the tournament, and we give them all a little bit of exposure. Let's take another look, folks. All right, folks. Nicole, you got that's in Do Wise, one of your local students who recently went to compete in the World Tournament in Japan.
Yes, he did. He actually had a phenomenal fight in Japan against a really experienced fighter. So yeah, he is fighting at that level, which is really awesome. So it was great to have him, to see him there on the team at Nationals fighting.
And not too long after that, he's back at the South African Championships.
Exactly.
Also, and he's getting ready now again for a big event coming up later in the year.
Yes, he is. He will be fighting at the Oyama Cup, also called the All Africa Tournament, which is an incredible tournament because it has no weight divisions. So it'll be everybody together, all in one, and it's we even have people coming from other countries. It's really a great tournament.
We got another video here. One of your legends that's trained in the Cape Town dojo with you is former All Africa champion. He's also competed at the international level. Is Kolani Gumede.
Yes.
And we got a video here, folks. You got to have a look at this. Right, folks, there we go. That's Kulani Gumede, former All-Africa champion, as well as international competitor. And Nicole, you've got certainly the best of the best training at the Cape Town Dojo.
Yes, we do. We are really, really lucky with all the experience that we have in the dojo. We have several people who have trained and competed overseas teaching us, and we're really lucky.
So what does that look like for you guys then? Is it a lot of brotherhood, a lot of camaraderie or sisterhood to bring it all together?
Absolutely. I would say there's no team quite like a Kyokushin team, especially the fighters, because you go a couple of times a week, you hit and punch each other, you
Yes.
get hurt, you get bruises from each other, and then afterwards you're all friends again. It's a kind of crazy concept, but it really is the closest bond.
And what I've also noticed is that you train together, boys and girls train together.
Yes, we do. We really are. The girls are a different breed. They're really strong, and we all fight together at a lot of different ages as well, from 15 right through. We're all training in one class.
Yeah. Just take us back again to your next big event now. You call it the Oyama Cup, which is the essentially what you said as the All Africa Championships. And this is where you'll see the best of the best get together.
Yes, it really is. This is where legends of South African karate will come from all over, from different provinces, to come and compete together.
Yeah.
It is some of the best karate that you'll see in South Africa. And then every 4 years, it is also used as a selection tournament to choose who will go and compete overseas in a team internationally.
Yeah. And all of this happens as part of the International Karate Organization and locally represented by Shian Mike Shuttleworth, as well as the legendary Shian Kenny Bogart.
Absolutely. Shian Kenny is the legend. There's nowhere in the world that doesn't know, in Kyokushin, that doesn't know about Shian Kenny.
Yeah.
And so we're incredibly lucky to have him at Cape Town Dojo.
Nicole, it's been a pleasure having you in the studio. We can't wait to get you guys back, find out more, lots of videos, and congratulations on your performance at the South African National Championships.
Thank you very much.
Right, folks, there we go. That's Full Contact Kyokushin Karate. It's happening here in Cape Town, and they've, of course, got the All-Africa Championships happening at the end of September here at Wynberg. But we'll bring you more about that in the days and weeks to come. That's a wrap from us tonight. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic sporting weekend. Bye-bye.